So does that mean that Kalki avatar is male or female, or quite simply just a force to be reckoned with? So whatever it is, what do you think is the real form of Kalki avatar? Hello guys, how's it going? Throughout the last 1.5-2 months of me uploading videos on Bhagavad Gita, there is a huge Kalki avatar based videos on decoding all 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita. Now the reason I chose Kalki avatar is for two reasons. Number one, it has a more mysterious value to the viewers because it talks about the future while viewing how the present acts go about in the modern world. Now, one interesting question that always comes up when the topic of Kalki avatar is discussed is that of what is the form of Kalki avatar? How does it look? And when you go back to old books and when you read that, it says something like the Kalki avatar is a mysterious entity that sits on top of a flying white horse, destroying evil and bringing good to mankind again. Now here, what is this form about? And that is where the Bhagavad Gita Chapter 12 comes into play. You see, the Chapter 12 could be one of the shortest chapters in the entire Bhagavad Gita, but it is the most impactful chapter in the whole book because it talks about two distinct type of gods, if you will, where in India we are a culture that has so many thousands and thousands of gods that people worship as per different cultures, as per different traditions, as per even different languages that we live in. And India as a whole is a very diverse country. So when we speak about chapter 12 and the forms, there are two distinct types. One is the personal Lord. And when we talk about the personal Lord, we can talk about someone like Krishna or someone like Shiva or someone like Lakshmi or any other god that you think in mind that you see around a Hindu house. And all these gods, as they say, have one particular finite purpose. Now here the key word is finite. Whether it is Krishna that stands for compassion and loving, or whether it is Lakshmi that stands for money, or whether it is Hanuman that stands for strength, it is all for one finite purpose which has a start and which has a finish. And there is a purpose through which their entire forms have been created. If you notice the Lord of Wealth, there is wealth lying around our feet. If you notice Hanuman, he's been portrayed as powerful. So their forms, their behavior, their stories are all designed in a way that suits their true purpose. On the other hand, we have the unmanifested absolute supreme. Now what do we mean by the unmanifested? See, the unmanifested is not born, it is not dead, it is not having a start, neither does it have a finish. It is eternal and has a meaning larger than life itself. And this unmanifested does not have a form, it does not have a shape, and it does not have a finite purpose, rather has an infinite purpose. Now, all the gods that we see in the puja room or in the temple, everyone hold the key to a finite purpose which is defined in the Bhagavad Gita as something that is time bound or space bound. Whereas when we take a look at the unmanifested, there is no such thing that relates with time and space, as all these personal lords that we associate with is just a small tinge of the unmanifested, but not an entire different entity altogether. So now you might ask me, where does Kalki avatar come? Is it a personal Lord or is it unmanifested? It has a form that has been described. It has a purpose of ending evil and restoring good to mankind once again. So these two are finite. What is good today will become bad tomorrow, and on and on. So Kalki avatar will always be just that of a personal Lord as opposed to the unmanifested. And that is why many of us in different cultures and traditions, we find ourselves to be in union with one particular form of God and not another. Whereas the unmanifested is not focused on the physical objective or the mental objective, but it focuses on a metaphysical objective and metaphysical truth. This is the mere distinction between what we call as God and what we call as supreme. And throughout the first 5 verses of Bhagavad Gita, there is a very simple understanding of who should we really worship. Now, when you listen to the definition of the unmanifested, the idea of a personal Lord seems very, very obsolete. However, it doesn't mean that personal Lord should be completely discarded. Because for a man who has still not seen the eyes of divinity yet, he still needs the ability to worship someone or view someone as a role model, and thereby he goes in form of a personal Lord than just that of an unmanifested. So these are what the first 5 verses of chapter 12 communicate in the Bhagavad Gita. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, it is goodbye, and of course, thank you for watching.